I'm here to talk to you about a really interesting scientific discovery of a brand new empathy hormone that has been discovered that we can naturally produce that effectively helps us connect with other people in our real lives. It's called oxytocin, and I'll explain a couple of the studies in a minute, but oxytocin is a hormone naturally produced in your body. It can increase and does increase your ability to see positive in others and in situations, as well as give you that extra cushion of personal well-being when you actually speak to a new individual that's important to connect with. With that in mind, let me tell you a quick story and maybe even give you a few tips. First of all, oxytocin is something that, while it's naturally produced, is actually something that can be chemically induced as a result of a few key activities. The first activity, and it was actually a study that was done, shows that certain type of soothing music actually creates increased oxytocin. So instead of the next meeting you're going into, sitting out in the lobby, being nervous, etc., popping that iPod with the kind of music that just brings you down a notch, makes you feel a little bit more at ease and serene, and as a result, you may go into that next meeting with exactly the right mindset. Another one is, and I think this is one that I've actually used, is daydreaming. But daydream about the thing, the person, the situation that you love absolutely the most. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe it's a pet. Maybe it's, maybe it's just an image. The other day, I was walking through a garden and I saw a woman sitting with a baby, this cherubic, beautiful little baby staring up at her. And she was a gorgeous woman with long hair looking down. And she was smiling into the baby, and the baby was looking up and giggling and trying to touch the mother's face. And that image was so beautiful with the light cascading that I captured it just before I was going to see the new foster son that I've been hosting, Daniel. And he's been a chore. He's been running me through the ringer. And the last time I saw him, we had a challenging moment. And I knew that if I saw him again with that challenging moment at the forefront of my mind, we may have a challenge in terms of kicking off this wonderful weekend we had planned. Instead, right before I picked him up, I closed my eyes, I pictured that baby, I pictured that mother, I pictured the love and the intensity, and when I saw Daniel, I just gave him a hug. And I felt in my own heart, my own soul, more connected to Daniel than I would have otherwise. The oxytocin was something that I manufactured. Now, there is another study that shows that oxytocin is also produced through sexual activity, hugging, kissing, touching, etc. So if you want to try to do that right before a meeting, I might suggest it's a teleconference perhaps, but at a minimum, there's lots of different opportunities to try to induce the kind of hormone that I promise you when you reach out to somebody, a sales call, a phone call, a meeting, that next important pitch that you're going to do, that all-important meeting with the board of directors, whatever it happens to be, in the right mindset, you'll calm down, you'll connect, and you'll envision the kind of success and connectivity that you need. And you, in fact, will increase the trust factor that you'll have. It's all research.